Hello everyone, happy Thursday. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is the space where we break down the internet's most unexpected moments, the stories that somehow start small and end up everywhere, and the conversations that make you pause and go, wait, how did we even get here? Now, today is one of those stories, the kind that didn't come in loud or dramatic at first, but somehow picked up momentum until everyone started talking about it at once. You know how the internet does. One minute it's quiet, next minute it's everywhere, and suddenly you're trying to figure out what all the fuss is about. So settle in, relax, and let's get into it, because this one is already making people stop scrolling. A kid's t-shirt just went global. Yeah, let that sink in. Not a sneaker drop, not a luxury collab, a white tee with B is for Beyoncé and a doodle that looks like it was drawn with pure confidence and zero corporate approval. And somehow the internet said, yeah, this is the main character today. People didn't even hesitate. They zoomed in like detectives. Who made this? Where is it from? How do I get one? Suddenly, everyone's acting like this shirt is rare Pokemon merch dropping at midnight. Regular fashion just got benched. Then the story behind it hits, and it's even more unexpected. It's not some big design house with glass offices and mood boards named after expensive coffee. It's a small mother and daughter setup in LA, small team, real-life energy. And the artist behind it? A 10-year-old kid named Pearl. 10. Meanwhile, some adults can't even design a decent birthday invite without Googling fonts. And that's the part that makes people stop scrolling for a second, because the drawings aren't trying to be perfect. That's the whole point. Beyoncé doesn't look like a museum portrait. It looks like someone drew her after watching her with full admiration and zero fear of am I doing this right? That honesty hits harder than polished graphics. Online, everything is usually overworked. Filters, edits, branding, strategy, brand identity systems that cost more than rent. Then this kid shows up with a pen and goes, yeah, this is what I see. And somehow that feels fresher than half the fashion industry. Now the shirt is everywhere, not because a marketing team planned it, not because of some celebrity deal, but because people connected to it instantly. It feels human. No algorithm can really fake that. And maybe that's why it blew up. Not because it's loud, not because it's flashy, but because it feels like something made for fun, not for approval. In a world where everything is trying so hard to be the next big thing, this tiny tee just walked in casually and became the moment without asking permission. A $48 kids t-shirt just pulled off something most luxury fashion brands would pay millions for, and it didn't even try. No runway, no celebrity rollout, no exclusive drop countdown clock. Just a simple tee with a hand-drawn Beyoncé and the words B is for Beyoncé, and boom, social media went into full detective mode. People weren't casually scrolling past this one. They were zooming in like it was a missing puzzle piece from a global mystery. Who made this? Where is it from? How do I get one? And that's where things got interesting, because the answer isn't some massive fashion house with a glass building and 40-person creative team arguing over fonts. It's a small mother and daughter project in LA. Real family energy. No corporate gloss. Just imagination, paint, and a kid named Pearl doing the drawings. 10 years old. Let that land for a second. While grown designers are stuck in meetings about brand direction synergy, this kid is just drawing what she feels. Beyoncé doesn't come out looking hyper-polished or over-edited. It's raw, it's fun, it's got that, I love this person so I drew them like this energy. And weirdly, that's what made it hit harder than anything overly produced. Now, here's the part people don't always say out loud. Audiences are tired of things feeling forced. Everything online is usually packaged, filtered, over-approved. So when something shows up that feels human, properly human, it stands out like noise in a silent room. And this is where the conversation starts to shift beyond fashion, because people aren't just reacting to a shirt anymore. They're reacting to what it represents, creativity that hasn't been squeezed through a corporate machine yet. And if you zoom out a bit, there's a familiar pattern here for anyone who follows the Sussex conversations too. There's this idea people often call the Lilibet Effect, that natural, unpolished spark you see in children who grow up around creativity and individuality. Lilibet is often described the same way as Megan, expressive, instinctive, not overly filtered by the world's expectations, just a straight line from feeling to expression. That's exactly what this shirt feels like too. No overthinking, no fear of being too simple, just expression first. And that's why it caught fire online. Not because it was engineered to, but because it felt like something real in a space that usually doesn't leave much room for real. So while big fashion houses keep trying to predict what people want next, a kid with a pencil basically reminded everyone, sometimes people don't want the next big thing, they just want something honest. A $48 kids tee just did what entire marketing teams struggle with every quarter. It felt real. No neon explosions, no over-designed limited drop chaos, no celebrity voiceover telling you how to feel about it. Just a simple shirt with a hand-drawn Beyoncé and the words "B is for Beyoncé." That's it. No performance, no noise. And somehow that silence is exactly what made people stop scrolling. Because let's be honest, most celebrity merch today looks like it's been through 12 meetings, 3 branding agencies, and a committee that argued about font psychology. Everything is polished until it loses its pulse. Then this shows up and it doesn't try to impress you, it just exists. The drawing isn't perfect in the way corporate designers would define it. Beyoncé isn't airbrushed into some flawless marketing version of herself. It looks like what it is, a kid drawing someone they admire. Straight emotion, no filter, no hesitation, just pen-to-fabric honesty. And people felt that immediately, because regular people aren't stupid. They can tell when something is manufactured and when something is just made. And what stood out here wasn't complexity, it was the opposite. It didn't feel like it was trying to win approval. It felt like it already had permission to exist. That's rare online. Everything is usually trying to be viral on purpose. This wasn't trying anything, it just landed. And maybe that's the real reason it spread so fast. Not hype, not strategy, just that very human moment of seeing something and going, yeah, that feels genuine. A kid drew Beyoncé the way a kid sees Beyoncé, not perfect, not edited, just real admiration on fabric. A mother and daughter project turning a small idea into something that suddenly the whole internet is zooming in on. And people felt that difference immediately, because regular people aren't confused. They can tell when something is made to perform and when something is just made.
So the Lilibet Beyoncé shirt didn't just do well, it basically disappeared instantly. Sold out, gone. Like it blinked and missed its own moment. And honestly, people are not even surprised anymore. That's the funny part. Anything even slightly connected to that family shows up online and the internet reacts like, yeah, we're buying this immediately, don't ask questions. And you've got to pause on that for a second. Because this isn't just about a t-shirt, it's about how fast people connect to small, personal family moments when they feel real. A child's drawing, a simple design, a name, a creative idea. Nothing overly staged, nothing overworked, just something that feels like it came from inside the home, not a marketing meeting. And that's why it lands. There's something very human about it. People aren't reacting like consumers here. They're reacting like this is actually sweet. And that difference matters. It's not forced hype, it's genuine interest. And let's talk about Megan for a second, because this is where it gets interesting. The way she shares these small family glimpses, people really connect with that. Not in a loud, performative way, but in that quiet, this feels personal kind of way. And whether people admit it or not, audiences love seeing that softer side of life, moments that don't feel packaged or polished to death. We love this for Lilibet, honestly. There's something really fun about seeing a child's creativity out in the world and people responding to it with so much warmth. No overthinking, no negativity, just people going, yeah, this is cute, I want it. And that's the part that stands out. In a world where everything online is usually debated, dissected, and argued over, this was just light. People saw it, liked it, supported it, and it was gone in seconds. No drama needed, no long explanation, just a small moment turning into a big one because people felt something real in it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm your host, Miles. And as always, we came, we saw, we unpacked the chaos, and somehow survived another round of internet confusion.
If you enjoyed this one, you already know the drill. Stick around because over here, we don't just report the story, we break it down, laugh at it a little, and make sense of the madness together. See you in the next one.